pulling out the big guns. As you guys may or may not know, NIO has an internal sales target of 30,000 deliveries for this month, October. How are they going to achieve that? And also, a lot of you guys are worried about last once September's deliveries, month over month decrease, month over month decrease. Is this going to change it all? And upper management told me something that gives a clue to where this is all headed to. So what is this big gun that they pulled out? It is, of course, right now, they're doing 0% interest, 0% down. In my previous videos, I've talked about how critical this is. A lot of people have been waiting for 0% interest because that's pretty much, you're not getting ripped off by interest payments. And in the past, NIO has offered this before. And whenever they did, the sales were always pretty darn good. Like in February, March, deliveries were very, very good. And also, it's just pretty much irresistible. You pay a small amount of down payment and then you drive the car home and then you just slowly pay it back. Interest free. How good is that? So they just announced this, and then at the Shenzhen Auto Expo, they're also doing a random raffle where you can get up to 32,000 RMB discount on the car. Well, I wouldn't say discount. It's more like a gift package, all right? So lots of other gifts worth that much money if you buy the car. But speaking of straight up discounts, what are they doing? Well, in September, it was 30 free battery swap vouchers and then 2,000 RMB off of a car wrap. That's not really attractive enough. The whole value of that, of everything, is around 5,000 RMB. Why not just give the customer 5,000 RMB a discount for additional options for the car? And that's exactly what they're doing. However, what you'll notice, and I noticed this is very peculiar, and this is what I asked management about. On the NIO app, usually over on the tab in the right, you can see the current promotions for this month, and then also how to buy the car as if you're a new customer as well. But apparently they haven't updated that. It's still the promotional information for September, and it's already October 2nd. So I thought, boy, oh boy, somebody's going to get fired for this. You know, they forgot to update this page and they're like several days late. But I asked management, upper management, about what the hell is going on with this. Did somebody forget about this? And they told me in the future, it's going to be a need to know basis. So they're not going to be publishing the promotions in the future. They're leaning towards that, and they're going to try that out. And this really hints towards NIO going even more heavy-handed, all right? So they might not just pull one gun, they might pull two guns out in the future. And of course, this is more like to not piss off existing NIO owners, which is, I had to commend him. I said, oh, that's a pretty smart move you guys are doing. It's a need-to-know basis. If you already own a NIO, you don't need to know what the promotion is right now. But if you're a customer, you're in the store, then you should totally ask the sales rep what the promotion is. Them making the promo semi-private, of course, means that there's going to be more heavy-handed promotions in the future. So the big question, of course, is this going to help NIO get to 30,000 deliveries that they're aiming for this month? Because right now they already have the sales force, expanded the sales force significantly to get to that point where they're capable of getting 30,000 deliveries. And they're also offering the right tools. 0% interest. I mean, that's massive. And then also on top of that, 5,000 worth of free options. And we're all seeing that marketing front is also pushing very hard with a lot of these events at different cities, pop-up stores, etc. And this month is the month where the EC6 deliveries are really going to kick in. And we know for a fact ratio is about 2 to 3. So we can expect about 2/3 of the volume. So taking that into consideration, in July, NIO delivered about 11,000 ES6s. So 2/3 of that, around 7,000. So this month alone, NIO might be delivering around 7,000 EC6s. Combine that with 8,000 to 9,000 ES6s and possibly even up to 10,000 plus ES6 sales because of the promo. So that could push us pretty darn high. And then you also have the ES8, which has been really just making record high weekly deliveries, and the ET5 and the ET5T. That would push us convincingly above 20,000. I think this month we might get above 20,000. 30,000 is a big stretch, but 20,000 we might finally reclaim that territory Now, competition is heating up even more here in China. What I'm seeing in the ground is that there's a lot of interest in NIOs. NIO's getting a lot of leads in from their stores, their pop-up stores, etc. So I definitely do expect this month's deliveries for October to be higher than September, potentially even getting a record high monthly delivery, even higher than July, with the help of the EC6 and also these great promo 0% down. So many people waiting for that promo, but 30,000 would be a stretch, would be hard to reach. So keep that in mind. Of course, NIO, with the aim of keeping promos a secret, means that there's going to be even bigger bazookas in the future in case sales start declining again.
Now, what could those big bazookas look like? Well, NIO could potentially bring back free battery swap for life, but at like a reduced amount, maybe like 2 free swaps per month, and not instead of 4, but also not 0. They could definitely increase the amount of free options that you can get from 5,000 RMB upwards to maybe even 10,000 RMB. I think it's pretty genius what they're doing, because this is essentially like price cuts without cutting prices, without pissing off the existing customers. Going for that discount method instead of direct price cuts is good. However, I think in the near future, as competition gets more and more intense, as the competitors cut prices again and again, to make their discounts much more obvious, they might have to just admit that those discounts are just straight up price cuts and let customers know that they're doing price cuts. Eventually, it has to happen. They can't keep the same prices forever. The priority right now is to get sales, get as many sales as they can, and I think NIO going forward is going to be able to offer more and more heavy discounts to boost sales. Another one that they gotta change and implement fast is to lower the cost of battery rental, because right now it's just very unfavorable to go for BAS compared to buying the battery out front and doing a long 5-year financing deal. In layman's terms, it's more cheaper to buy the battery outright than to rent the battery.
This is all pretty good stuff. I wouldn't be too worried about deliveries as long as it stays above 15,000. This is all pretty good. If it gets below that in the future coming months, then we might be in some trouble. All right. And in my next video, I'll be explaining how that might possibly happen. All right. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.